Ticker symbol VIRI getting the pullback that we were speaking about yesterday. Let's go ahead and go over what the potentials are for tomorrow's session. What is up, you guys? Thank you so much for stopping by. Once again, this is ARCa coming at you with the VIRI technicals, raw price action, and statistical threat of analysis on this Thursday. Before we get started, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share the video with a friend so that you and them could consider joining our trading community and Discord called ARCa Bulls. With that said, let's dive right into the charts. All right, so ticker symbol, let me turn on the volume. Got it. All right, so ticker symbol VIRI on the daily chart here, you guys. And the reason why we were able to see a potential pullback was, first of all, because literally every single target that we talked about was met, right? We got that statistical upside to that 206 area. We also got the geometric suggesting the 206 zone. We had this symmetrical triangle or the pennant suggesting the top side of about 215. All of that stuff ended up realizing just yesterday, right? We got that 209 top, and then we printed a shooting star. This is a bearish candle, right? So, of course, we're going to get that downside. Very natural, and also very, very, I would say, encouraged for this asset to actually take a breather and reaccumulate, so that we can get the opportunity to more longs to take this thing yet again to another upside. Okay, so. Whoa, pardon me. So yeah, I'm really still bullish this asset. In fact, I'm not sure that this can face a continuation to the downside much more, actually. So if I'm going to say it like this, you'll be lucky if you get 177. I mean, if we do get that, that's great. But first of all, to get to 177, we need to pierce through the 272 at 180. I mean, maybe, but the reason why I'm saying this is because this price action does not indicate more. This is not strong enough, right? So this is really not at all. I'm talking about the bears trying to take over with 395,000 in volume today. These are the bulls over here with 1.08 mil, and this right over here 600,000. Right, this is 400,000. This one right here is 400,000 too, and I don't see that there could be too much of a pullback from this zone here. So I mean, if you're not long this ticker already from literally when this was talked about at around 26 cents or 30 cents or something like that, then I don't know, right? But yeah, there could be a continuation to the upside here, specifically to some upper targets. And I mean, I'm eyeballing I don't know if in the next day, but I am eyeballing 240 to 246 as a discretionary target for now. So let's go ahead and see if we can validate that. Let's continue on the analysis, okay, you guys? So this is the this is the daily chart where we were able to see that we got that golden cross, right? So this was our signal. This was the signal that there could be a continuation to the upside. Daily time frame, this candle here does look extremely bearish, but please notice that in the post market, we are at 186, right? So we have already pushed to the upside a bit. So, and the indicators are not seeing it in the daily just yet. Okay, so very likely tomorrow at market open, this indicator will correct to the upside, potentially to the upside for a good while. Okay, so let's move on to the next chart here and see what else we have. Okay, so now remember that this signal is still absolutely valid, and we definitely have DMI support for it. In fact, the ADX represented by that dotted white line here is currently sitting at 32.65%. Let me just say that whenever the ADX is sitting at 30%, that's already a very strong market trend to whoever is leading the top side or the bottom side, right? So in this case, you can see DMI plus, aka the bulls, are absolutely on top of the DMI minus, aka bears. Okay, so this is absolutely suggesting a continuation to that upside, and we already had that statistical backtest to give us the probabilities for an upside target, several upside targets of which we've been realizing as we go. Okay, you guys, so so first of all, we have 5 of 5 iterations giving us a 100% accuracy of the conditions that we were looking at here. This is specifically to volatility represented by this indicator BBWP starting a contraction phase paired with an upside pivot on stochastic momentum. That criteria alongside the duration, the upside thrust, and the amount of times that the criteria got that the upside guessed correctly versus incorrectly, which are none, we were able to come up with this data set here. Okay, so this is the average upside accuracy, 100%. We met that 64.76% upside thrust, and we also met the standard deviation off of the mean, which was 60.24. I mean, well, first of all, the standard deviation first, then the mean, and then we noticed that we had I calculated the upper bound of the first standard deviation, leading us to a 125% upside from the very same signal when it was fired for this for the mean, right? So that 125% upside just so happens to have absolute correlation with the 2.618 at $3.33, and that top side is actually leading to $3.37. Man, and let me just move this backwards. Check this out. That support level right here from May 2022. That's literally where the stats are taking us to, which is very, very curious. Another thing that's curious is the 2.618 landing, the golden mean, literally giving us that target too. So, I mean, this signal is fired, guys. That's what the statistics are telling us. We can only take them as statistics and not certainties, right? But because that's literally what it is just giving us the averages, right? So, I mean, I don't know what else to say, but other than the stats are suggesting an upside continuation here, right? So now let's move on to the next chart, as this one is absolutely important too. This is us reclaiming the inside of the Gaussian band or the Gaussian channel for the first time since September 2022. Okay, so definitely a long time below that, and now crossing into this area here absolutely gives us some pretty nice opportunities, right? So now notice that the top side of this Gaussian band is $3.50. Sounds a little familiar, right? And that's because of the previous chart. We're looking at $3.37 at the very top side of this statistical move. I mean, come on, that's giving us a rhyme there, right? So Gaussian band suggesting that. Another thing to kind of look at here is the area of about $2.62, where we are likely to find a resistance there. We get a pullback here to around 209, and then, well, I mean, or whatever high that we get upon the closure of this tomorrow. So 20 hours, 29 minutes to close this 5-day iteration. Very likely that this can potentially make a further upside, right? So then that new high would be the area that we would resist from this Gaussian band, right? So we'll touch that resistance, come back to the new high that would be forming yesterday, and then we would actually make the topside move to where this can be located at around 340 something by tomorrow, as this band is active and it's moving as the price action influences it in real time, right? So now going into the last part of the analysis, this is the RSI, and this is why I'm saying that I don't know that we can continue to the downside, specifically for a few reasons. Okay, 30-minute time frame, finding consolidation. Okay, so there's no downside there. 15-minute, let's see. 15-minute has a downside, potentially finding support from the SMA 14 right now. Okay, so let's look at the 5-minute. Do we have a downside there for, oh man, we do have a downside where we're also on the support of the SMA 14 represented by that pink line again. Okay, so, and looking at these tiny time frames in comparison to the time frames of like this one right over here. This is the 8-hour time frame right at the support of the SMA 14. We were talking about this time frame just yesterday, by the way. We were absolutely talking about finding that support at the SMA 14 and then bouncing to the upside. So I guess we're going to see tomorrow exactly what happened with that, right? So if we do get that upside from this time frame here, I mean, the 4-hour time frame is consolidating too. So there's no downside suggestion, and also the 6-hour time frame is consolidating. So again, I'm not sure, like nothing is suggesting a downside, and I'm pretty, secure about giving downside targets, right? So in this case, since we have so many supports being found literally from where we are, then we would have to look at a pullback from a relevant resistance. So then that resistance would probably pull us back to right where we are right now, and then we can continue on to the upside, right? So the daily time frame, yes, I get it. It's definitely pitched below the SMA 14, but again, the price action is upside right now. I'm talking about the post market is at 186. It's gone up since the market closed, right? So this hasn't, this daily time frame RSI has not seen that price action just yet. Okay, so this would be reflecting the after hours market activity until tomorrow traditional market open. Okay, so I'm not denying a downside because we very well could just invalidate everything that I just said and continue on to the downside even still. Right? Anything like that can happen because there's nothing guaranteed in the markets. This is why we practice risk management. This is why we don't let the markets take away our gains that we've already had. Right? We have to be aggressive with that stuff, guys. Okay? So now look at this. Moving into the 3-day time frame, we have an absolute pivot towards that upside and very convincing. SMA 14 also with that upside pivot, and then looking into the 5-day time frame. That's tragic, man. This is a ridiculous upside, and also it's sitting in the gravitational zone of the bull strength percentile. So this is very likely going to continue on to the upside, and it's suggesting upside for kind of sort of days. Okay, so let's just practice some patience here. Let's go ahead and just validate whatever we have to validate within the area that we're currently sitting in, and then you already have my targets to the upside, right? So we have them there. 333 could be that top side, but also that 350 zone is highly likely too. I'm not sure that we can face it tomorrow, but I mean, seeing how the price action has been moving and moving and moving and growing, there's high potentials for it, right? But if we don't, there's no reason to panic here. I'm not. The only thing that can invalidate this would be kind of like bad news. Or something, right? Or just whoever bought at like 21 cents over here, whoever bought like 600,000 shares at that area just dumps at that point. Then we're gonna face a supply shock, and then the price action can likely capitulate for a bit, likely to the $1 zone. But I don't. When I'm giving you these types of things, I'm not sure that anyone's gonna do that, right? Especially remember, guys, we have to continue practicing our paper trades, right? We're not suggesting actual live cash trading money here. We want to keep our retail safe. All right, you guys. But with that said, first and foremost, remember that I am not a financial advisor. Take whatever I do show and iterate within this these videos, this content, just take it as a form of entertainment only, okay? As I can't suggest for you to buy, sell, or hold any assets whatsoever, never, forever, okay, you guys? I need you to do your own due diligence and everything will be cool. But with that said, I wish you well, a very, very good night, and I will catch you at the bell literally mañana. Adios.